If you're not making at least 10K per month yet, it's probably not because your content or your offer or your skill. It's your system. Let me show you how I structure price and sell scalable offers using this board that has made my clients and myself 10K monthly consistently. So let's dive into the foundation, which is your offer design. Okay? So the questions we need to ask ourselves is, what outcome do we sell, right? So by solving this pain point, what outcome are these clients going to be in? What position are they going to be in after they work with you? The next one is, who is this painful for, right? Who are the people that are dealing with this problem that you are solving to get them to that outcome? Okay? Then it is, what is the value of that pain? Now, the way you can do this is to find these people in your niche that you are trying to solve their pain point for and asking how much they would pay for it. Be like, hey, John, listen, I'm not trying to sell you anything here. I'm just a bit curious about the market and want to learn a bit more. How much would you charge or how much would you pay for this pain problem, for this pain point that would get you to this position? And get 20, 30, 40 different people giving you different answers. And then you get a ballpark of what you should be pricing for that pain. Now, I do want to let you guys know, the higher you charge, the better clients you are going to get. Is it going to take longer for you to get a client? Probably. Once you find these type of clients, they're not going to have an issue for a high price of what you're selling, especially if this pain point is going to get them to that outcome. And the next question is, how do we deliver those results with leverage, right? We obviously can just deliver our service and then back out. So we say, okay, cool, Bob's your uncle, we're done. But how do we deliver where we have leverage in the future, right? Would that be a referral system? Would that be a rev share system, right? It could be anything. But how do we leverage these results that we are giving them, right? And this will identify our target market, and this will give us information to select our offer magnet, okay? Now, next thing is positioning and pricing, right? We need to price it like it's a transformation, not a task. If we're going to price it like it's a task, which means it's a once-off deal, which means that you're paying literally for this and this thing only. And if you price it at a task, you are not going to be able to charge those premium prices, right? If you're pricing it as a transformation, you now have a partnership with the client, right? Which means better client relationship, which means better reputation, which means that we can leverage our positioning even more in the future, right? We're going to have one offer and 3 payment options: your core option, your sprint option, and a rev share. Usually it would start off as a sprint offer, which usually is 10 days or so, where you're giving them resources and Loom videos and trainings. It's more of a done for you system. With the core offer is where we can upsell from the sprint offer, is the full partnership offer. This is where we are constantly having weekly meetings, weekly SOPs, and scaling this brand with a hands-on approach, right? And then in the future, we can then implement a rev sharing model, which means that the risk is on you. And that also means that the client is more inclined to work with you long term and keep you. Because 1, they've already seen results. 2, the risk is on you. But now, this is where we leverage yourself, and now you have 20-25% of their revenue for many years to come, right? Now we need to make sure that our back-end delivery engine is ready before our front-end promo. We need to make sure this system works. We need to make sure that there is no mishaps when we start promoting the front end, okay? So what do these questions do? Well, they'll be able to, for us to craft our core offer and set strategic pricing. Now we're going to move on to something I call the acquisition flywheel. Okay, this is going to help us determine a unique selling proposition and map out our client journey, as well as creating a conversion content system. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. You're going to start with organic content, which is short form YouTube videos in the styles of Founder's Journey, in the styles of educational content, and in the styles of POV. Then that's going to convert into our DMs, right? And in the DMs, we're going to be nurturing, we're going to be asking questions, we're going to be finding out a bit more about what this person in their company does, how we could possibly help them by determining their pain points, and then we're going to give them a free SOP based on this information that we have collected through the DMs. Now this free SOP, there's a nice analogy I want to use here in the dating world, which is if you are speaking to a woman and you hypothetically put in a situation of their head, say if we were married, right? When I say this, they have already put themselves in the position of imagining they were married with you, hypothetically. So this is the same concept as delivering a free SOP. We are putting them in a position where they see already what this timeline is going to be. So they see the position that they could potentially be in already, which means that they'll be more inclined to get on a call and pay for your services. The other one is our cold outreach, right? So you could use emails, DMs, and the way we're going to do this is through personalized icebreakers. That's taking key components of their business and including it in our outreach messages. Now I have a video that I've done already that automated this whole process, so you can check that out. But then anyways, then same process happens. We go into the DMs, right? Or emails, where we find out a bit more about their business, what they do, what they're struggling with, where they want to be, and then send them a free SOP again, and then a call, right? We can run paid ads, it is optional. What I do recommend is leveraging the organic content route. And the way you can do this is through clipping armies. Now, me and my team have a clipping army of 1,000 plus people, right? With a campaign budget of $3,000, you can generate monthly 1 million views guaranteed across all platforms. Now, if you were to spend that equivalent of $3,000 on paid Google ads or Facebook ads, you'll be generating 100,000 to 200,000, and it's only for a limited time period. With organic content, it is infinitely out there, which means that it can be watched till the end of time, no matter what, constantly bringing in more people, maximizing your ROI. Now imagine 1 million views across all different platforms, right? So now we're going to move on to lead conversion flow, right? This is going to implement lead generation automation, okay? And we're going to optimize the DM flows and then conduct conversion calls. You'll have a free asset or audit, such as our free SOP, as a Notion or in a PDF, okay? Then we're going to have the call booked within 3 steps, using system demos, not sales pitches. Now, the reason why I say system demos is that people don't care about what system we use, how we do it, what the metrics look like. They just want to see how it works and see if it delivers. Now, the way we're going to do this is through lead gen automation. Okay, so we're going to optimize our DM flows, which is implementing an AI agent within our DMs to handle nurturing, to handle any form of objections, to handle collecting the right data for us to use to generate the free SOPs. We're going to conduct our conversion calls. This simply is just our calls, right? Now, usually when we get on a call with a client, we obviously want to close it in one call, right? But another way you can go about it to increase your client relationship and make it seem that you care is having 2 different calls. One call is a discovery call, whereas you ask questions and understand them more personally and business-wise, where they want to be business-wise and personally, right? And getting a good picture on how much they can afford right now, what position they're in, you know, because we don't want to be taking on clients that we can't even help in the first place, even if they have the money, because that means bad reputation for us. So with that being said, you can close people on the first call. Always have a system demo ready just in case we get to that. But let's say we don't. In the second call, we use the system demo to close them and finalize everything. Okay? Then we have the delivery engine. We're going to have our SOPs and templates pre-built. Okay? We're going to be using WAP, Notion, Google Drive to deliver. Automation or a sync to support the backend. Okay? And what is this going to do? This is going to engage leads with automation tools, nurture through personalized DM flows, and measure lead conversion rates. So this is how we're going to be delivering to the client, right? We're going to have SOPs and templates already pre-built for them. Now, little tip, you can use ChatGPT or Claude to just re-edit certain templates that you've already built and tailor them according to this new client, right? We're going to be using WAP for our clipping. We're going to be using Notion for organization and updates. And we're going to be using Google Drive for assets and content pieces to be delivered, okay? And then we're obviously going to be using automation tools to engage the leads, like I said before, and nurture through the personalized DMs. Then how do we scale and systemize, right? This is going to ensure consistent client outcomes and automate client onboarding, as well as streamline service delivery. So we're going to use Team Tech for delivery, clips, DMs, and follow-ups, okay? So in my case, I'm going to use my team of clippers to deliver high scale output of clips on their behalf to generate traction. And then I'm going to build them a DM system that nurtures the client, books them on a call, and follows up with them as well. Then we're going to upsell or transition to a monthly retainer. Okay, so I don't personally do a monthly retainer. I transition to a rev share model, once off for a contract of 3 months. Okay, and then if they choose to work with me more, we set up a retainer deal. Okay, then we're also going to incentivize referrals or turn them into UGC. Okay, so this is how we can leverage the system. So either we can give 30% of our revenue to somebody that refers our service to another person, and you can also build an affiliate army, right? Or you can turn these same people, which is your clippers, by the way, to make UGC content about your brand. Now, Alex Hormozi said this, I mentioned this in my last video, the most powerful way to get clients is through referrals or testimonials, right? Now, just some added notes as well. Document the processes for content usage. This will also help in terms of UGC content on your own behalf to establish more credibility. And then with those people, we implement more scalable systems as well. And then we leverage the data we get from these clients for continuous improvement to our own systems and to the older clients that we've worked with previously, as well as implement this with new clients as well. Listen, bro, you could try and figure this out by trial and error, or you could get the board and SOPs and the templates I use to run this weekly without guessing. The link is in the description if you want the full system breakdown, or you can book a call if you want it built with you. Link is down in the description.